Christine, and we're the Gorgeous Geeks, and we're here with the last, well, maybe not the last, because maybe we'll go back and do some other ones, but
yeah,
the series finale of Smallville aired. We just finished watching it, and the words of my mother, the foo.
She's like, the full flew. The full actually flew.
No, when the
like, why is he still full?
when the secretary told Lois, like, they've got 5 minutes, Mom was like, oh, they gonna die, they gonna die.
And then when he's actually, after that whole beautiful montage of him seeing his past, and he starts floating, you know, before he exploded, Lionel Luthor. But he, he was, floating and everything. And we're like, Mom, look, he's flying, he's flying. She's like, he's floating. I'm like, Mom, he's flying, he's floating. You cannot argue with the east side of Detroit, okay?
Okay, so,
let's start from the beginning. Let's do first part 1 and then go into part 2.
Okay, the very beginning, and if anyone saw on Twitter, I wrote this. 2 minutes in and I'm already upset. Because... Okay, then you have Chloe, and I saw this in the Canadian promo. They show everything, man, in Canadian promos, I swear. And so I saw the little boy, and I'm like, oh, no, this is hers and Oliver's child. It has to be. And so, but I remember Justin Hartley in that interview a couple weeks ago, when he did his, directorial debut with Dominion, someone asked him a question about Black Canary and the mythology, and he's like, well, you're gonna see, and people are gonna be like, oh, I could see how that could happen, like implying. So there's these headlines like, are they gonna stay together? Which I thought those would be, after contriving this relationship to make it happen, to break them up would be kind of whacked out. But you know what? I still am for Black Canary, so I was kind of happy with it. And then
I feel like Justin Hartley lied to me.
I feel like Justin Hartley lied to me.
Like, he implied the wrong thing.
You implied a lie.
Like, that's what it feels like. Like, I know the colleagues like, yay, and everything, and blah, blah, blah. And the writers, it's like, mythology of Smallville and everything. But it's kind of like, comic book fan, I really hate the fact that she had
it's like as if Lana ended up with Clark instead of Lois.
I really
That's
hate
what
that.
it's like. That's what it's like. That's what it's like. That's what it's like. But anyway...
Other than that,
okay,
the comic book was weird. I don't understand.
Yeah, the comic book that was dumb. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that.
I don't think it was.
No, because
I don't understand.
If you have this book about his life in Smallville with all these things, they even had his friends in there. You can tell that was Chloe, Pete, and Lana, and it is going his life, and then at the end he's Superman. Why is that piece of information that compromises everyone's identity out? Perhaps Chloe had it for her son for something she just made up for him, but still, that's just something
but hold on,
to tell your
Christina.
child.
Wait, hold on, Christina. Okay, first of all, you have to think about. Well, I see it this way. I don't think it's dumb. I see it as Chloe's way of telling her son about what has happened. Because for all we know, Chloe could have made the comic book herself, which I wouldn't put it past her to do.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, but this is Chloe. She does stuff like this. So to me, it makes sense.
Okay, I'm just saying it is a dumb thing to do.
Yeah, it's Chloe.
It is a dumb thing to do. When I first saw that, I'm like, are they about to say that Chloe exists outside of Smallville and she's like one of those girls who writes fan fictions and make original characters and write them inside of the original fan fiction? Like, why is this original character in here so much? I don't care about your romance. Get back to the real characters,
You know what? Maybe...
Nope. At the end, they prove that she doesn't exist outside of Smallville because she saw Lois on the phone. My mom pops up and she's like, y'all leave Chloe alone. I like Chloe. And I'm just like, when was the last time you watched a full episode? You just pop in every 2 seconds to say the fool can't fly and you walk away.
And so...
Can the fool fly? No, it didn't, Mom.
She doesn't like it. It doesn't bother me. Okay, but anyways, next part... Well,
the whole wedding thing, building up to the wedding, was
it.
adorable. It was so adorable.
You know what?
Their vows were beautiful.
I have to say, Al Septi and Turi Meyer. I have seen. Well, actually, I have to say I voluntarily watched a lot of chick flicks more than so my younger sisters had me watch a lot of chick flicks, and there was more emotion that was pulled out of me from watching those scenes than just about all the chick flicks I've seen all together.
Yeah,
like seriously.
Just with them behind the
door. Oh my
and
gosh.
reading each other, the vows and everything. It was.
I cried. I had to stop myself because I'm gonna ruin my makeup. But I almost cried like 3 or 4 times. I think you looked at me at one point and chuckled.
And she's like, I gotta get some tissue. She got up off the couch and I'm like, this is adorable. But it was so adorable.
It was so beautiful. The door scene. Oh my gosh! It was absolutely
the
wonderful.
gold kryptonite being the wedding band. That was clever.
Yeah, it didn't even occur to me. I totally forgot about it when they first show the rings and
I'm like, oh snap! Oliver just ruined their wedding. and when Clark was like, it's okay now, I'm like, he should have been like, it's okay now. But dude, you ruined my wedding!
Right.
That's what it should have been like.
Right, and so that was so funny. When he threw Lois, I was like, uh-oh, here comes Clark. Nobody throws Lois.
Yeah, I'm like, no one throws Lois and gets away with it. No one. That's why Zod had to go down.
I know if Zod was able to watch that, he'd be like, you shouldn't have threw her.
But another scene with Oliver and Chloe when they're talking and they're getting the church ready. And they say, if Zatanna Whitman did that spell, you still marry me? And he said, yeah, and she said ditto. And I'm sorry, I find that completely unbelievable because was it Masquerade? She barely wanted to call him boyfriend. So, I'm sorry, there's just some inconsistencies there. But what are you going to do? She has this little baby. Oh well. But the clothes stuff was excellent. Except for the fact, why the heck, you're shacking together. Why does it take you 7 years? Why do you need 7 years to shack with Superman to know that you want to marry him? Especially when you already had your wedding.
I don't know. What as doubtful as Clark can be sometimes.
That's ridiculous. Was it because of all those people that were like, you can't become Superman and marry Lois before he could become Superman? They could have got married afterwards. He became Superman. And they didn't even say the words. Did you notice that? Oh, did Chloe say it at the end?
Superman, yeah.
That's how she came. Superman. I didn't say no newspaper.
No, that's fine. We saw papers before, didn't we? When they say Superman or... No,
maybe, I don't know.
People have said Superman before on the show that didn't really bother me.
7 years? I don't understand. Besides the fact that maybe you want to respect the mythos a little bit more, but it's like you shot it in the head anyway.
Well, yeah, I was kind of surprised by that because just because they did have a wedding, and so I just assumed they'd get married right away after that. But we're totally forget doing part 1 and part 2. I guess we'll just pick out whatever we like. Man, I was just so happy to see Michael Rosenbaum again.
Yeah.
But actually, I've been watching Breaking In, and it was hard to get that image of his character Dutch on.
I didn't think about Dutch at all. Too bad his show got canceled.
Yeah, it's really funny. But I just loved how crazy he looked. He just looked, okay, Lex was obsessed before, but he was like times 10. Like, he was just like...
Well, Lex Luthor does have an obsession with,
Maybe it was the bald cap that he was complaining about was adding to the aggravation. Like, I hate this bald cap, Clark, So
yeah, it was really something watching them go at it again. It's like, oh my gosh, put Lionel and Tess again. Cassidy Freeman, it's funny because she told us in our interview, she said Tess has a decision to make. What decision was there? The poor girl was strapped to a table, about to get her heart cut off. I'm like, is someone gonna sedate her?
Well, maybe she's talking overall, like in the not necessarily the specific finale.
I think I asked about the finale.
But she did have a choice when she was talking when Granny Goodness was talking to her.
Ooh, I guess it's true.
Yeah,
but that was, I don't know. But she said, as far as is she gonna go with her family or is she gonna stay with the good guys? That's what I was thinking.
Well, she did. She stayed with the good guys, and she ended up dying. But she
should
have found them after she, before she went to Luthor Corp. She might still have been alive, but that's that side of her. And I'm glad that it was the Luthors just kept taking down each other. Like that's just like it's like a Shakespeare play.
Yeah.
Like Lionel, like I have to give my heart up for Lex, and Lex is almost like he doesn't even care that his father did.
Yeah. And, when Lionel was like, he told who is he talking to, and he said, "Am I the only one who believes in Clark?"
He's talking about Tess. He's like, it's ironic that I'm the only one that believes.
He's like shaking his head, like, what's wrong with these people? And we're like, yes! Yes! Like, he needs me. Clark needs me. Like, he's freaking Superman!
Lionel was kind of right in that way. I mean, from the beginning, he just always knew. Well, he had a little insight, you know, with all the Veritas and all that other stuff. He had some insight into what Clark was supposed to do. So he always believed that he could be this great superpower that could save the Earth, save the world, and everything. And plus, he'd seen, you know, what he created as far as Clark Luthor in the other world too. But even the Lionel Luthor of that world knew too. And so when he said that, I couldn't help but laugh. But I was like, yeah, in a way, he was right. I mean, everybody else believed in him, but But it seemed like Lionel was the only one who knew that what he was truly capable of. And I just loved how they just like put a Band-Aid over all the
Prophecy? That was the last episode.
Yeah, over all that stuff.
Yeah, Clark's, I don't know, his mind warped thinking of Jor-El that happened at the very end, and
so glad
I had to leave everything behind. They had to like deal like about half of the episode, which was about an hour, was about him getting over that thing that just snapped into like the last 5 minutes of that one episode. But it was great to see Jonathan Kent. John Schneider did a wonderful job, and
I cried.
A great job as Martha. And
so emotional, man. I tell you, man, I would watch anything Alan Turing do, man. That was just, it was just pulling on my heartstrings. Just pull, playing a beautiful violin.
And then, thank you, Kelly Bryan, for making it fly!
For making him fly, I know! It was like, oh my gosh, he's flying, yes! And I'm just like...
When Lois got on the airplane, I'm like, he's gonna catch the airplane.
I know, he's like, he's gonna catch the airplane. He's gonna catch the airplane.
And when he did it, Katrina's like, take that, Bryan Singer.
Yeah, well, when Lois was being thrown around the thing, because to me, in Superman Returns, one of the things that I thought was fascinating about the plane was that, you know, everybody was like, you know, she was being thrown around the cabin and everything. I'm just like, you know what, I love this, because this is the kind of crap that would actually happen if the plane was going down like that. And so Erica Durez was just getting like ping pong, like a Sonic the Hedgehog game across the room as us when I yelled, take that, Bryan Singer, because it just, you know, I thought that.
And then when the suit showed, I'm like, yes, yes, put it on, put it on.
He was like, take off your clothes and put on that suit.
That's what Katrina's like, take off your clothes and
put
on that suit.
Way. That's what I wanted him to do.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted him to do. I wanted him to put on
the suit. I'm like, why did you fly in? Why did you change first? But I'm glad, you know, he put it on. I'm so glad. Jimmy, did you see that? He flew. Jimmy Fallon. I was so frustrated. I wanted to know if he died.
And then, you know, and also I was surprised because I thought for a second that they were only going to show a little bit of him in that suit. Like just a glance, or that you wouldn't even, like you'd have to, if you blinked you missed it type of thing. And I was so glad there was quite a few scenes of him flying around in that suit and just, you know, I just wish that they would have had a bigger budget. So I mean, you know.
Well, the whole Darkseid situation, I'm pleased with the flying. I know we said, well, actually, I had a list of like 3 things. We want to see him wear the suit, check. We want to see him fly, and I want to see them get married. That did not happen. But I guess I lied, because there were other things that I wanted to see, and I did want to see him fight someone. And oh yeah, Oliver taking out the Sod and Granny Goodness and Godfrey in a single 3-arrow shot. It was lame. When it happened, I'm like, lame! If he would have had the Orion bow, that would have made sense.
I thought he was somehow going to be able to get it.
Or someone tell me if he channeled it, because I would have expected to see immense glowing if that happened, but him just shooting them, especially with their, you know, telepathic, kinetic, or whatever powers, was able to sling people around, that was just so not cool.
I just wanted...
It was so not cool.
But you know what? At that point, I really didn't care, because I wanted to get back to the Clark stuff so bad. So it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you.
Everything that wasn't Clark and Lois was like null and void.
You know what? We probably have to. You know, this is probably gonna be a bad review because we're probably have to go back and watch it again because we're so biased right now. Because the whole entire time we're watching it, all we want to do is see Clark in that suit and fly. Like that's what's going through your mind. Is like fly.
Okay,
fly, fly.
yeah, but that doesn't mean. I don't disagree with you that we might be biased, but that doesn't mean what we say is not true.
I don't know. I don't even know right now.
Did you really think that arrow shot was sufficient?
To me it wasn't a movie moment. I would have wanted more.
It was a TV show. It shouldn't have been a movie moment. It
but
was
you know
still
what I mean when I say.
terribly
But you know what I mean when I say
it was
movie,
still terribly.
movie moment.
It was not. If they were going to go out so easily, then it just should have happened in another episode or something. Not that one shot in the finale. I did not like that. I did not like that. And as soon as it happened, I'm like, lame.
Yeah, that's what you said.
And Titty's like, what? I said, lame. And Clark flying through Lionel. Everyone's so excited because he flew. But I wish he would have fought Darkseid, you know? I don't know if...
He would have lost.
Superman has won before.
It's just now turned Superman.
Okay, yeah, but a punch would have been, you know, I knew they were going to possess
It was a
somebody,
double
man.
punch. It was a double punch.
Well,
with super speed.
Okay, but still, the best fight that we've seen on Smallville is Zod versus Clark season 9.
I don't think it'll ever, I never thought they would be able to top that.
I was surprised they gave that to me, honestly.
I never thought they would be able to top that.
I'm glad Clark flew. I really am. I was so excited, but I still kind of wish there was, it was more difficult in the end for this resolution.
No,
I told you Jor-El could have did everything. It's like, you're ready, Clark. Okay, Daddy. Shoo! I just saved the world. Mom was like, they better get Supergirl.
But you know what? Also,
they better get Supergirl. Where's Supergirl at? And I'm like, she's in the future. She's like, what? In the future.
Oh, come on. Supergirl isn't good at saving planes anyway. You've read the comic books. But...
Ripping off the wings. Like, oopsie.
Annette O'Toole's speech in the beginning to Clark was so needed. I was so glad somebody finally told Clark, you can't do that. You just can't block people out. You just can't block Jor-El out.
Yeah, it was
she
totally
said
needed,
that.
but I was questioning, like, did someone, like, have a conversation? Like, did someone go, hey, did Lois call her up and be like, you know, he did this thing with Jor-El, and it was weird, and...
Possibly.
Or did she just sense it, you know? Because they were hammering that into
But she could tell...
I don't know how bad it was to that.
But she could tell how, you know, well... You know, she didn't let go of Jonathan, and when she knows her son, she probably could tell that Clark may not have been ignoring Jor-El, but ignoring Jonathan, and if he was ignoring Jonathan, of course he was ignoring Jor-El, and so, but he was wrong about that. I'm glad that she talked to him about that, and he, oh man, it was just great. I really love the finale. I thought it was great.
Lex, I didn't say I didn't love it. There's always things to complain about. Lex, with losing his memory makes a lot of sense.
And I was
people
so
might go,
glad
not again, not again.
I was so glad.
But if you think about everything that's happened, him knowing so much about Clark and it compromises him a lot. It stands to argue, how the heck is Clark going to be Superman and live some kind of safe life at all with him knowing all the information.
Right.
So him forgetting makes a lot of sense. I don't know why he wouldn't have backup recordings of information, different things like that.
I'm pretty sure he will.
Yeah, but you know, that's all left off of Off-Screenville. So,
But he's still very evil because there was a dead body in the middle of his floor and he just turned and walked away and went to the window.
Yeah, like, it's interesting.
There's a stain on the floor. I'll have someone clean that up later.
Yeah, and then you saw in the 7 years later that he was president, or running for president, or he just got elected.
He got elected.
Yes, as president-elect. Yeah. So if you remember that episode, the title escapes me, but when that woman had that vision of him, and he was president in the White House, and then it was raining blood, and yeah,
she ended up dying.
That was a great ending to an episode, man.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You're absolutely right. I forgot about that. How good that was.
That was great.
He's like, so what did you see? He was like, oh, that wiped off his hand and got out of there.
Yeah, that probably freaked him out a lot, I would
Freaked
say.
me out.
I would say.
Then I'd be like, what the heck did she say? You know.
That probably haunted him for the longest time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got over it. But
he embraced it.
Yeah,
The darkness.
Embraced it.
I'm glad that well, Darkseid did help bring Lex back. I'm glad that there wasn't any more relationship other than that, because Lex is his own being and he needs to stand alone. So
yeah, our mom, she was kind of like,
Lionel being possessed is one thing. I'm glad Lex was left to his own devices.
our mom does not read comic books unless it's like Superman versus aliens, like alien, like Sigourney Weaver alien.
You know, like pop the chest.
And so that's the only comic book I think I've ever seen her read. And so when she saw Lex as president, she was like, people actually voted for him to be president? I was like, yeah, Mom, it happens in the comic book. She's like, oh! She walked away, whatever, but it did. And I remember that year, they had the whole vote for Lex thing on the comics, and everybody's like, and Superman's like, should I get involved? Should I tell people not to vote for Lex? I'm like, no, I trust the people will make the right decision. And then when he got elected, he was like, I can't believe the people didn't make the right decision. Like, it's all about the media, baby. You're a reporter. It's all about the media, how you spin it. And so, there was just so many, you know, I love the finale. I thought it ended great. I can't believe it didn't cross my mind that Tess was probably going to die.
Maybe it's because Cassidy said she really liked her ending and you thought she was gonna
Be happy.
I knew she wasn't gonna be good guy, whatever. I knew it was either death or evilness for her. So
yeah, I should have realized it. I should have realized it because Lex wouldn't be able to take that. He wouldn't have been able to take her being there, being a Luthor.
okay, they did imply that they had some kind of sexual relationship or something. She had some kind of crush, and she didn't know that they were brother and sister, but there was something implied. I don't think it was originally plotted that she was a Luthor.
Well, she said she didn't.
Yeah, Cassie said she didn't know.
She didn't know that they were going to do that, and she said she didn't think the.
I do like that she's a Luthor though. I'm like, wow, Superman's like moving planets. That's like old school. That's old school Superman strong right there.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna move this planet like it's nothing, because that's what I do. Because my daddy believes in me. Sorry, I'm mocking Clark. I really did like the finale, but
I did too. I really did.
But him just moving it away, and then they said that the darkness is what pulled it to them. So when he pulled it away, I don't know. I mean, it was farther away before, so I'm confused as to why just that did that. Maybe they were happy and amazed like everyone else watching the finale, and they were like, yes, the full flew! The full flew!
Yeah,
just like, forget evil! Clark just flew! Screw evil!
Justin Hartley, Green Arrow, when he was, Oliver Queen, when he was in the crowd, he was like, come on, Clark. Or do it, Clark, or whatever. I was just like, now if I was standing next to him, I'm like, wait, you know him? You know this person? I'm like, yeah, good job saying his identity out in public. But I thought it was funny. But if I was standing next to him, that's what I would have said. I'm like, wait, you know him? I'm like, no, I meant like Clark Bar, like the candy. Or...
Like, yes, I can go for a Clark Bar. You can do it, Clark Bar. Make this evil go away.
Chocolate, it like heals all. Oh, there was times with John Glover when he was so crazy with the beard and everything. He was making me think about when he was in Batman. Oh my goodness, the one with Uma Thurman. Which one was it? Was it Batman Forever?
Batman and Robin.
I thought that was the last one.
I thought Forever was 3.
Yeah, it's the 4th one. So Batman and Robin. When he was the mad scientist in Batman and Robin, I was totally brought back to that during that lab scene when he was like looking really crazy and stuff. But I just love his little comments about the thing, and so
when I guess the cameo that was teased, the cameo appearance that they're talking about was Jimmy, the real Jimmy, who looks exactly like fake Jimmy. But you know, why would he not? I hope he haunts Chloe.
Well, she's in Star City, so she wants.
If he's right, she'd be like, I just don't remember What are you trying to bug me about?
I was married to your brother, really?
What?
I don't recall.
That's silly.
I've
only had one of my love of my life.
What? I gave you a camera at his grave? I don't remember.
Grave? For what? A funeral.
Who died? Jimmy. It was forgotten. The forgotten Jimmy.
Henry.
Lois remembers. But I also love that. And then the whole pair. Ah, he said Great Caesar's Ghost.
Yeah.
I love that. I love how Lionel, when he had Tess on the slab, and he said, well, you can look at it. Like, she's freaking out. He's like, well, you can look at it this way. This is all your fault. That I'm about to kill you and rip out your heart.
Because I couldn't kill Connor.
So.
And I was glad they mentioned Connor again, because you're like, oh, that's really why he wanted Connor.
Yeah.
And then, I was glad they brought up the Veritas journals before, and Lex was like, I read them all. It said a bunch of stuff. And it even tied in when he was talking about Clark and how he didn't want to accept his destiny, and he was a light and everything, and he used it or didn't want to step into it, like he was the chosen one. And Lex was jealous of this, him being the chosen one and everything. It kind of goes back to that scene when Michael Rosenbaum was last there, and when he wanted to control Clark or whatever, because it makes sense, and if you think about it from Lex's perspective, I'm not evil. I'm just trying to explain things. But, he believed that Clark was abusing his abilities by not living up to full potential, and he knew, ultimately, the true destiny of Clark of saving the world from the apocalypse. And so it wasn't just a, you fight Freak of the Weeks thing, it was so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
And so I really liked that.
Well, we interviewed Al Septien and Turi Meyer, and they said that they believed it was some of the best work that they had ever done. I have to say that was probably some of the best stuff I've ever heard, especially those Lois and just how they were talking and the
part 1 and 2 were really
well
great.
written.
They were really, really great. I was so glad that he flew and put on the suit and everything. They just didn't hit that last target with the wedding. And they still didn't get married at the end. They still didn't.
I mean,
I guess maybe when Terry Hatcher came on set, she's like, now y'all listen here. I'm the one. I'm the only Lois who can be married to Clark up in TV. It's like, y'all gonna have to put a hold on what y'all doing.
Yeah.
Because we related with the comic books and everything. They were in our schedule. We mean something. Y'all just have to put a time out. I'm sure she didn't do that, but
Yeah, but it was, oh man. It was just, I can't get over how great the Clovis parts was. I can't get over that door scene. I can't get the
maybe that's what's most puzzling. Well, it kind of puzzles me why people date for 7 years anyway, especially living together for like 7 years. I don't know if one of them moved out or anything. It just puzzles me. Period. But I know a lot of people do that, but it puzzles me. But they went through this whole season about them being together and everything, and you get to this point, and they were having their doubts, and then they came together so beautifully. It was so beautiful. And then I'm just expecting, okay, they're just gonna, all you have to do is sign a license. I thought they were gonna, because I thought it was gonna tie in, because Oliver and Chloe had that conversation. All you need is a license. I'm like, yes, they're gonna sign a license. And they're like, 7 years. I'm like, why? What happened? What happened? What happened?
Well, the only thing I can think about is that the reason why they waited so long is because they had so much to deal with him becoming Superman and that whole ordeal and everything. And so that's the only thing I can actually think of. Maybe he actually left the planet for a little bit and then came back for a sequel, like in the movies. Maybe that's what happened.
Maybe that was Lois's son. Chloe was reading book 2 too. People were hoping, like, maybe it's Chris Kent. Maybe forget the blonde hair.
I'm pretty sure that is Chloe and Oliver's son, especially with the bows and the corner and stuff. But In all actuality, I mean, all we really did see was her reading a story to a boy. But I mean, come on, that had to have been their child. I mean, why leave that open book,
like that? Yeah.
Why leave that book open? You know. But whatever. But man, what was accomplished? What I wanted to be accomplished was accomplished. Except for them actually getting married, and you know, and Oliver being with Black Canary. That will always irk me. You know, it's been 10 years of our life. When the show started, I was 14, just starting high school. You were 11, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's, you know, I'm 25 now. And it's just been... It's been a great ride, and
oh my gosh, so many times I've been so upset about stuff, and then other times, you have moments like tonight when he flew and you're like so excited, and then there are other times when he got trapped in the Phantom Zone for the first time, that season finale. We just were like so angry until fall, like you idiot.
And then also, but one of my favorite season finales was still that, you know, when Lana was in that truck, in that car, you know, and he went up in the tornado.
That will forever be one of the best season finales.
I think we thought he was going to fly right there.
Yes, I did.
And
yes,
so I really love that.
It's been a fun ride.
It has. It's been great.
Well, you can go to thegorgeousgeeks.com to we're gonna talk about some favorite episodes, the least favorite episodes of each season. So you can go to thegorgeousgeeks.com right now and vote for your favorite season 1, and we'll continue on. And we'll be back here next week because we're in denial.
We are.
We're in denial.
Yeah, but go on our website and vote for your favorite and your least favorite so we can talk about these things. Really, really do that. Do it. Anyways, I'm Katrina.
I'm Christina.
And we're the Gorgeous Geeks.